Drugs. See your girl in the park. System.
This is Sean O'Malley, and you're watching Full-Time MMA. Don't be a bagel-biting, bagel-bitch boy, bagel-bitch back.
What is going on, Full-Time family? Today is going to be a proper show. Let me make sure. Yeah, we got the microphone on today. We're not starting the show off all crazy, but yo, Full-Time family, any of you guys get the hint, or what's up? Why does my hat look crazy right now, you guys? Any of you guys get the hint? I gotta say salute to Stockton Slaps. Yo, we gotta start this show off a special way today, you guys. We got a lot to talk about. We'll be chopping it up maybe a good hour and a half today. Who knows, 2 hours. But it's gonna be a proper show. Yeah, boy, I see it in the chat. You know what's up. Salute to Stockton Slaps. They came through, man. They always come through. Salute to Stockton Slaps, man. What's going on? So yeah, man. This is for UFC 229. No, I gotta save some for UFC 229. Who knows? We might crack it open today. Got the proper 12. Went and picked it up earlier today. Somebody says it looks icy cold too. Yes, sir. I had it in the freezer. So we gotta start this show off the proper way. With that being said, we're gonna start it off. We're gonna play McGregor versus Khabib. The press conference happened. I think there's gonna be another one. I wonder how that's gonna go. But either way, someone says drunk stream. I don't know. I might try it on stream today. But if there's gonna be a drunk stream, it'll probably be UFC 229. I'm not super motivated to do a drunk stream. I don't really. Not too long ago, I got a little too drunk. A few weeks ago, the night I was playing poker. Yeah, so I don't want to do that again. But I gotta try it, right? We gotta try it, right? I haven't played it yet. All right, so here we go. Let's play Conor McGregor versus Khabib. Make sure you subscribe to UFC Yankovic if you haven't. Fun little remix, UFC parodies and songs over there. This one, McGregor versus Khabib, coming up October 6th. You guys see the countdown. It's only almost less than 12 days away. About 11 days away, McGregor versus Khabib. I mean, it doesn't get much closer than this. I mean, come on, guys. They call me Conor McGregor, there's no one better. I'm a fuck Khabib, a bingo rematch, Floyd Money Mayweather. If this dog shit Dagestani thinks he can stand with me, I'll damage him and leave him panicking. Let Russia know I am the king. I don't like you, won't even pretend to try to. I've waited this long to fight you. You shouldn't have fucked with my crew. You ambush Artem Lobov in the hotel lobby, so he went and called gang. Now I'm coked up off of Molly, now I'm coming to the stage. So I think that you should probably stay the fuck up out my way. Somebody get me a dolly. We don't drink proper 12. No. Yo, Conor McGregor, what the fuck is wrong with you? Come here, let me smash you like chicken, just let me humble you. You take all these drugs, but you won't take home a W. If we fight in UFC or if we fight with guns and crews. No, let me stop it, you don't want me to take it there. If you want, you can take a bear, send location, and I'll be there. Hey! That one wasn't professionally produced by Stockton Slaps, but Stockton Slaps is a god amongst men, like a lot of you in the Full-Time family. What's going on, everybody? We're going to recap UFC, what the fuck was I about to say? I was thinking Santos. We're about to recap UFC Sao Paulo. That was headlined by Thiago Santos versus Eryk Anders. What a fight that was. What a card it was, really, for us people that, you know, tune into MMA on a weekly basis, right? For us, what you could call hardcore fans. Now, there's a lot of different definitions of a hardcore fan, but that's another topic for another day. So we're going to break down at least the main card. I know a lot of the people really weren't super interested in this card. Not the most stacked card of the year for sure. But either way, it was a fun card. I mean, even down as early as the Fight Pass prelims, we had Thales Leites versus Hector Lombard. Thales Leites pulled off the win at home. Brazil started off with the clean sweep. They started off 6-0. They won. I mean, all Brazilians won all 6 of the first fights. Mayra Bueno Silva beating Jillian Robertson. And so, yeah, Augusto Sakai, the young heavyweight, beating Chase Sherman. So, Brazilians started off 6-0. And then Ryan Spann got a win over Luis Henrique. And I was really interested in that fight because it was a Ryan Spann coming up from middleweight to fight at light heavyweight. And Luis Henrique was coming down from heavyweight, so they met in the middle. So it's kind of like a former, middleweight versus a former heavyweight. So, it was just, and I just was kind of curious because of that reason alone. But Ryan Spann was able to get the win in that fight. How did he pull off that fight? I don't remember exactly the win. I know he has a lot of submission wins in his career. I don't remember the fight off the top of my head. There was a lot of fights, and that main event was really crazy. And there's so much going on in MMA. We got a lot of news to talk about. Aside from just this recap, we got a lot of news to talk about as well. The Ariel Helwani MMA show was today. Listen to a little bit of that, what I could catch. It's on Twitter now, so you can't, rewind it when you're listening to it and shit. So, either way, a lot of news to talk about. But we also had Francisco Trinaldo coming through. Massin Dubra beating Evan Dunham. Big win for Francisco Trinaldo at home. Got the Brazilians back on track for Charles Oliveira, who also came out and got a big win over Christos Giagos. But then we had the main card, man. That we had a draw between Randa Marcos and Marina Rodriguez. I kind of was cool with the draw. I know some people felt like it was a little bit of a robbery. Randa Marcos could have won the first round 10-8. She could have. And then the next two rounds were close. So, I mean, if you score the next two rounds for Marina and the first round to 10-8, then that's a draw. So I see the draw a little bit. I mean, it's a decision. It's better than a loss for both girls, right? But it ended up being a draw. It was a close fight, though. Then we had Andre Ewell, the UFC newcomer, beating Renan Barão. Holy smokes! What a fucking what a result! I mean, the performance wasn't crazy, Renan Barão. I really felt like he should have been forcing a takedown attempt in the second or third round because he had a lot of success with it in the first round. But Andre Ewell, this guy, someone told us during the Fight Companion, he was almost homeless. He was about to be homeless before getting signed to the UFC, and that explains why, if you look at his fight record, he fought 7 times last year. He fought 7 times in 2017, and this was already his 4th fight in 2018. So he's trying to keep the bills on. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to keep the lights on, trying to keep the rent paid. So he's just been fighting. And he ultimately got a shot in the UFC against Renan Barão in Brazil. Odds stacked against him. Okay, you want a chance? It's kind of like people who, if you're really trying to get in the UFC, this is one of the ways to do it. You got to take a fight that might be ill-advised, right? Like to get in the UFC, you see some girls that, like Tanya Evinger, like, you want in the UFC? All right, we got to take your first fight against Cyborg. Good luck. Yeah, I know it's a tough fight, but you want it in the UFC, right? So, you asked to come in the UFC, all right, you got to go to Brazil and you got to fight Renan Barão. Andre Ewell was able to come in here and beat Renan Barão in Brazil. So, very impressive there. I remember my boy Fat Ninja Flip, I believe it was talking about how Andre Ewell just kept landing that same attack, that 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, just clipping up Renan Barão in the second and third round. First round, after he got taken down, he didn't have a lot of success, but he was able to pull off the decision against the Baron Renan Barão. Renan Barão is now like fucking, I want to say like 6-4 or 6-3 in his last 9 fights. Like, he's been losing some fights. He really needed this win, and he was in Brazil. I mean, it was a very winnable fight for him, and he fucking came out here and lost. So I don't know where he's at. We'll see if he can bounce back. I don't know what's going on with him there. Maybe his contract's up and he goes to Bellator for a fresh start. I don't know, but I was kind of surprised. I did not expect him to lose that fight, but he did. So that was interesting. Big win for Andre Ewell, though. Can't take away from his performance. I mean, congratulations to him. Not only did he fucking get to fight in the UFC, he got a win over a former title challenger. Renan Barão hold the belt for a second, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not, but either way, I know he fought TJ Dillashaw. I think he was the former champion. Let me pull that. I can just pull it up right here. Let me see. I know he fought TJ Dillashaw, lost to TJ Dillashaw. Yeah, he was the former champ. Fucking champion for 4 fights. Even beat Uriah Faber, but lost to TJ Dillashaw twice. So, former champion. Now he's lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his last 8 fights since losing the belt. And wow. That's crazy. I wasn't even looking at the timeline, but I do know USADA came to the UFC in 2014, and just looking at this, he won the first fight after USADA, right? I don't know. Maybe that's got nothing to do with it. I'm just looking at the timeline. But, I mean, he's fucking been losing fights after fights, and now he's at an all-time low. losing to a UFC newcomer. And if you looked at Andre Uwa's competition, he had never fought anybody on the level of Renan Barão before this fight. And he was still able to come in here and get that win. It was a split decision, but he was in Brazil. So if he was anywhere else, it probably would have been a unanimous, honestly. So what a fucking performance from him. What a fight there. And then we, of course, had, oh, Lord. And this fight, you know, I think that's probably where a lot of people fell asleep. I know that's where Forward said he fell asleep on the card. But Sam Alvey versus Antonio Nogueira. Sam Alvey, 10 years younger than Nogueira, but you see he's got more fight experience still. But they are in Brazil, but it didn't matter because it didn't go to the judge's scorecard. Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, Little Nog, knocked Sam Alvey out at 42 years old. Knocked him out. Holy smokes. And I was thinking, yo, I thought, you know what I'm saying? We could have been looking at a potential retirement fight here. You know, I thought this fight might be a decision loss for Little Nog. You know, Sam Alvey able to get a decision win. Even in Brazil, I just thought he'd be able to win the fight. I mean, unless he got completely robbed. But he got knocked out. And you might think, okay, well, Little Nog's 42 years old. What a better way to go out. Getting a knockout in front of your home crowd. Lay the gloves down. Yo. I fucking loved you guys. It's been awesome. Fucking make sure you check out my gym, littlenog.com and all that shit. I'm out though. Lay the gloves on the octagon. You can't end it better. But he was like, yo, I look forward to fighting some more. I mean, I know it's harder to walk away but I'm just saying, like, this would have been a perfect time. In my mind, I think, I mean, so yeah. But he's staying around, so you know, a lot of people, they don't go out on top. You fuck around and go on a 3-fight losing streak or a 4-fight losing streak or something, and then you're like, all right. So I just thought that would have been a dope way to go out. So it is what it is. I know there's so much people. There's a few people on the fight companion. They were like, yo, for some reason I just fucking hate Sam Alvey. I was like, what? And someone was like, yo, you too? Me too. I fucking hate the smile. I was like, what? And then he got knocked out, and they were justified. They were like, I fucking told you I hate this dude. Like I was like, dude, what the fuck? That shit was funny, man. Make sure you guys check out the Fight Companion. The UFC 229 Fight Companion is going to be motherfucking lit because we are going to be killing. I don't know about killing this whole bottle. I'm not that fucking stupid. But, yeah, man, I might have to take a shot today. We'll see. I just opened it pretty much. I cracked the seal. I haven't cracked the seal part, but I took the plastic off. Fuck it. Hit that shit like Conor McGregor. I gotta get a glass though or something. Yeah, knockout for Little Nog. What, that was another fucking like, whoa! I didn't expect that. And then this was a little expected kind of. Cowboy Oliveira coming in, knocking out Carlo Pedersoli. Carlo Pedersoli hadn't fought anyone on the level of Cowboy Oliveira, and the two fighters he did fight that were UFC caliber were both split decisions. So this was, and they were in Brazil. Alex Cowboy Oliveira is a fucking beast at welterweight. He's one of the best unranked welterweights out there. You know how there's a lot of unranked lightweights, like the Russian dudes, and just a lot of unranked lightweights, like Islam Makhachev, Rustam Khabilov, Maribek Tyson. You know how there's a bunch of beastie-ass unranked lightweight fighters, but it's still a tough matchup if you get their number. Cowboy Oliveira, I guess he is ranked number 14 now, but whenever he fought Cowboy or Yancy Medeiros, I don't believe he was ranked. So he just got that ranking when he beat Condon on short notice, right? Okay, so either way, Cowboy Oliveira, I think he's still a little underrated, but he's lost those big fights, which is crazy. Very talented fighter, well-rounded, can knock your ass out, submit you, beat you in a decision, fight a war with you. He fought that fight with Yancy Medeiros that, in my opinion, was one of the fucking greatest fights of that year. I mean, that was fight of the night. That was one of the fights of the year. He ended up losing that fight to Yancy Medeiros. But other than that, and he was up. He hurt Yancy Medeiros before ultimately getting knocked out. But look, if he would have won that fight with Yancy, dude, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, he could be on like a 7-fight win streak aside from that, no contest. Like, so fucking good. But he lost to Donald Cerrone. But look, he's since 2015, just whooping ass. But he lost the biggest fights, right? He lost to Cerrone, and he lost to Oliveira. But at the same time, he's won big fights. He's beat Tim Means. He's beat Ryan LaFleur. He's beat Carlos Condit. man, I'm a big fan of Cowboy Oliveira. I'm looking forward to see who his next fight might be against. I mean, I could see him fighting the winner or loser of Mike Perry versus Cerrone, right? I mean, I'm sure he would like to fight Cerrone again. I mean, of course, selfishly, you might just want to see like the Yancy Medeiros rematch. I mean, who wouldn't want to see Oliveira versus Medeiros too after the first fight? Now, I don't know. Maybe you don't, because it's not guaranteed to go the same way, but it could. That's a good fight, but we'll see. That was a big win for him. First round knockout in front of his home crowd in Brazil in the co-main event of UFC Sao Paulo, and then of course the main event, Thiago Santos ended up beating Eryk Anders by TKO in the middle of the third and fourth round when Eryk Anders couldn't continue. Literally fought his heart out. You could tell he was tired. Like, and he said he had a great weight cut, which honestly, even if you didn't, it's better to say that, because if you had a great weight cut, then that means like, okay, what the fuck's going on with your cardio? Because maybe it's just he was expending too much energy. Maybe he's gonna have to fight slow, like Tyron Woodley, and kind of conserve energy. Because if you go all out, you use too much energy, and now you're gassed out in the second round. And because he said I was tired well before I collapsed. Like I learned a lot about myself that night. Pushed myself to new heights, and he said I was tired before I collapsed, and to see I could go that much longer. And so, with that being said, um, this is a good point to bring up, because he's a former football player. You might know, I believe, a defensive end out of Alabama, won a national title with Alabama, Roll Tide, the Crimson Tide, and all that. But we see Greg Hardy, a professional football player, transition into the heavyweight division, coming up through the UFC's developmental program right now, right? But if you've watched his fights, knocking motherfuckers silly. 5 seconds, like 18 seconds max. He's just knocking motherfuckers out, Greg Hardy. But he'll knock you out in 28 seconds, and then he'll be talking on the mic afterward. Yeah, I just want to keep getting better. It's like me if I was fighting and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so I'm like, is there something to this football player cardio issue type deal? Because I've always been wondering that when I see Greg Hardy, because I've seen him now in multiple fights where he knocks you out in 5 seconds, and fucking um he's knocked you out in 5 seconds and he seems tired, or 18 seconds or 23 seconds and he seems tired. And then we saw Eryk Anders last night, and he said he had a great weight cut. I was kind of hoping maybe he had a bad weight cut. He took this fight on like 1 week's notice. He had to cut 20 pounds in like 1 week, but he said the weight cut went fine. So I wonder what happened with his energy there. Maybe he just used too much too early in the fight. But it was a great fight. These guys went back and forth. He was taking damage. I mean, it was like, damn, how is he still in there? Like he was showing he was willing to keep fighting. Thiago Santos was landing some big shots that could have got him out of there earlier in the fight. I mean, he was just fighting through it. It wasn't the damage. It wasn't no shot that got him out of the fight. It was just literally being exhausted. He couldn't make it back to his corner after the third round. So literally fought his heart out. We talked about this fight on the panel a little bit. I think his stock might have still raised because it was such a good fight. And you could just tell he went out on his shield. He left it all out there, and that's all you can ask for. So with that being said, man, it was a big night for Thiago Santos, but a great main event in all. So that was UFC Sao Paulo. We got that out of the way. Now we got to get into the UFC news cycle. Let's do that, full-time family. We got Eryk Anders, though. After the loss, of course, he issued a statement. A lot of people were worried about him, and you know what this kind of reminded me of? And luckily, Eryk Anders was in shape. Unlike Dada 5000, the fight didn't remind me of Dada versus Kimbo. That fight was a shit show. This was an amazing fight. But the fact that one of them collapsed, right? And there was talks that his heart actually stopped over in the Dada 5000 fight. Now, I don't think Eryk Anders' heart stopped, but he did fight to the point of exhaustion to where he collapsed. And that's what it kind of reminded me of. But luckily for him and for all of us, he was in a lot better shape than Dada 5000. So I don't believe his heart actually stopped. But yeah, he issued a statement after the loss to Thiago Santos, and he said, regardless of the outcome, I had a lot of fun last night. I rolled the dice, came up short, and literally left everything in the cage. I can live with that. No moral victories, just on to the next. Thank you everyone who watched and gave support. Eryk Anders on Instagram. Shit, it be like that sometimes. See you pussies in December. To vivo. Oh shit. See you pussies in December. Look at Eryk Anders. Okay, brother, I'll see you in December then, man. Like I said, I'm looking forward to his next fight. He didn't take a huge L. He took his second professional loss in Brazil. This fight was short notice. First fight, split decision. Eryk Anders still looking pretty good, though, if we, as long as, you know, that cardio thing had something to do with the short notice fight. Maybe it had to do with the fact that he just didn't have a full camp, you know, not the fact that it was the weight cut. So I'll pull up the chat before we get into the next segment. We got some jokes coming up from Conor McGregor firing back at a fan. And then some more jokes from fucking Paulie McDougal's we're going to get into. So with that being said, we got 35 people watching right now. If you haven't yet, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. It'd be much appreciated. We have 18 thumbs up right now, so we still got about 20 bagels out there floating around. Once you're done biting them things, feel free, join the full-time family, hit the thumbs up button, roll tide. But yeah, no, let's get into this, man. Conor McGregor's got some jokes. Clayton Funky in the building, Benji in the building. Kabari Hardwell says, dang, he still wants to fight Hell Anders. Yeah, and he wants to fight soon. Bro, December's in 2 months. October's here. McGregor versus Khabib is in like fucking 12 days. Yeah, that shit is right around the corner. And so, Anders is ready to already get right back in there, man. That's kind of, that might even be ill-advised. I don't even know if, I mean, give him till January. You know what I'm saying? Give him till February. Respect him for wanting to get back in there. But give him till January. He's a good guy. Honestly, he'd be a great guy for the ESPN cards. You know, they're trying to get like all the pretty people, and this is just a theory from me. And now we got to talk about this. Remember, there was earlier rumors and reports about Paige Van Zandt versus Rachel Ostovich and Wonderboy versus Lawler. Someone broke that news, and Wonderboy and Paige Van Zandt came out and said, no, that's not true. And now it's starting to look like those rumors might be true because Wonderboy, and we're going to cover this, he took to Twitter and he called out Robbie Lawler. So I'm just saying, you know, with the rumors of Paige Van Zandt and Wonderboy early 2019, it just seems like the UFC is trying to put on a good impression for ESPN. You know, make a good first impression, not for ESPN, but for the new fans. You know, you're going to fuck around and be on some grandma's TV because you're on ESPN. She just got ESPN on. She's used to, or grandpa, whoever, probably grandpa, right? But there's going to be grandmas walking around in the background. ESPN's going to put you in a lot more audiences. There's going to be different people, a lot of different new faces watching MMA. So you want to put on a good first impression. Let them see Paige Van Zandt's pretty face, and let them see Wonderboy Thompson's very nice karate style. Fuck it, throw Sage Northcutt up there. Eryk Anders, he's a roll tide. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that you can get behind, and they might even recognize his ass. He'd be a good person to have on ESPN. I mean, do we really need him back in December? That's all I'm asking. I mean, let this motherfucker get his breath back. That's all I'm saying, you know? But respect Anders for sure. Benji says, anyone else have zero interest in DC versus Brock? Brock shouldn't be allowed to fight in the UFC, in my opinion. Why is USADA even here then? Yeah, the interest in that fight, that's a good question. I mean, because a lot of people really don't expect it to be a good fight. The really reason we want to see that fight is because it's a spectacle. You know, it's a big fight. But you do raise a good question. I mean, should he be allowed to fight? I mean, it's a business. As far as should he be allowed to fight in the UFC? Yeah, I'm fine with that. Now, should he be fighting for the title? That's another question. You know what I'm saying? You want to fight, but the results were overturned for failing a drug test, so now you get the title shot. Like, so that's another question. I don't know if he should be fighting for a title, but I mean, zero interest. That might be a little far. I got a little interest in the fight, a little bit of interest. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Leon Dobson says, not much cardio when you take a fight on 3 weeks' notice. Well done, Anders. Yeah, it could have just been, you know, he wasn't in shape for the fight. He wasn't in fight shape taking the fight on that short notice. Probably, it could have not had anything to do with his weight cut, on having to cut that weight in that time. That's it, Jorge. It's Dublin 12. Dan Boone says, future full-time MMA, Lewiston, Maine, Fight Town. One of the agents says, the intensity that makes your energy go. Poor Eryk, shit was fucking lethal. Poor fuck couldn't stand up, but great fight till then, says Cam Murphy. Yes, man. Forrest says, also, I like the idea of DC getting that paper. Homie is due. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, you know, DC deserves it, but, I mean, as far as that, there's a lot more fans on the line. Like, yeah, DC deserves it. I mean, but does that mean there's interest in the fight? Like, do all the fans want to see the fight because DC deserves it? Like, what about the actual fight? What do you think about the actual fight? But for sure, I agree. DC definitely it's time. You know, or not it's time, but he deserves this fight for sure. He's been through a lot of shit too that don't even get brought up a lot of the times. But holy shit. Weezen336 says it's going to be wild when so many people are counting out Lesnar and he goes out there and humps Cormier to a victory. I know, man. Everyone, you know, people are like, oh, no, Daniel Cormier's even a better wrestler. Like, DC's going to out-wrestle him. DC to knock him out. Like, Brock Lesnar don't even have a chance. I'm like, I just want to know if he can't, and he probably can. He knocked out Stevie, but I just want to know if he doesn't knock out Brock, how would that wrestling match go? Is there any way, like you say, he could, like, hump him to a victory, pause, or, like, out-wrestle DC? I don't know. He's just a big boy, but he's getting smaller. I mean, the fact that Brock Lesnar's getting smaller, like, dude, he's, like, taking his chance down even further. But he's a big guy. What if he fucking swings something? You know what I'm saying? Like, lands a counter hook or something that just rocks DC. Like, didn't expect it. Just one shot lands clean. This is MMA. Who knows? It's crazy. But yeah, so got a lot of news to move to. Here's one funny little thing. A guy named Khabib TKO's McChicken says, you have to drink your whiskey through a medical pipe after the fight, mate. Make sure you bring it to the party. Conor McGregor says, there's a pipe in me jacks, mate, there's a pipe in me jacks at the party. Bring your bitch. Conor McGregor firing away. Yo, I always love when fighters do this. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't really give a damn. But for me as a fan, I always find this shit hilarious. Like when Darren Till does it, like Darren Till would get on a fan fast. But Conor McGregor firing back at this fan, I mean, responding cleverly, bring your bitch. That's fucking hilarious, man. This dude's name, like he clearly knows. He's got the eagle, the Russian flag. His name is Khabib Wins. Khabib TKO's McChicken. Yo, look, this shit was like Conor McGregor's most popular tweet on his whole Twitter still, like to this day since he posted it. Huge response. But yeah, I found that hilarious. Forward says the actual fight's very interesting. The potential for DC to put a whooping on Brock. Oh shit, my shit scrolled down now. I gotta switch back over here. Here we go. Why is my chat so small? Alright, I'm gonna pull up the pop-out chat. Here we go. Alright. But yeah, that's funny. And then, of course, we had Paulie McDougal's coming out. All right, this is what Ford said. The actual fight's very interesting to me. I like the potential for DC to put a whooping on Brock, that skilled fat man destroying the athletic freak. Ford says, stamina MC, I don't care none for Brock fighting DC. I might just, oh, you're responding to stamina. Okay. I thought you were quoting him because the quote's there. Joseph Reardon says, was that the guy that made the video? I don't know who this guy is. No, he only got like 298 followers, but Conor McGregor was on his ass. And then, you know, the fucking, that's how I reacted. Oh! Yo, what do you guys think, though, about fucking Paulie McDougal's? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I like this line. Now, it doesn't fit Conor McGregor. He needs to chill here. But I like the line and the thought. He says, Conor McGregor is the piñata of combat sports. He says, if you think about it, a piñata, you know, you hit it and prizes fall out. And he said, Conor McGregor's a guy, you go in there and you beat up on him and you get prizes for it. And so I like that. Now, I wouldn't use that to describe Conor McGregor. That would be more of a term used for, like, Paulie Malignaggi's because he's a sparring partner. You know, you get flew in. You're getting a prize, so you can come in and I can beat you up. So if anyone's a piñata, it's probably Paulie in this situation. But Paulie, maybe clout chasing a little bit here, had something to say about Conor McGregor. He says, as far as McGregor versus Khabib, that's an ass-kicking waiting to happen. He's going to get the shit beat out of him. Like a nice ass-kicking, too, because unfortunately for him, Khabib's totally emotionless and doesn't give a shit about your antics. These Eastern Europeans, you can't get in their heads. You ever notice those guys? They're like robots, bro. They're like killer machines. They have no emotion, bro. They have ice in their veins. He said he's a pretty good punching bag lately, talking about McGregor. He got the shit beat out of him by everybody in sparring camp. Me and Deshaun Johnson used to have to go easy on him. I smacked him around, and he did everything he could to get me out of the camp. Then he got smacked around by Floyd Mayweather. Then he got smacked around by the authorities when he was arrested because he didn't want to fight Khabib. Now he's going to get smacked around by Khabib. So he didn't want to fight Khabib, but now he's fighting Khabib. If he didn't want to fight Khabib, the fight probably wouldn't be happening. You're contradicting yourself. You're scorned. We get it. You got dropped by an MMA fighter in boxing. You're a little embarrassed. You thought you had some boxing skills because you used to box, and, you know, Conor McGregor flew you over and taught you some shit. You thought MMA guys were MMA guys and they couldn't box, and Conor McGregor dropped you, put it out in promotion for the fight, and you're salty. So now here you are still, a year later, scorned, contradicting yourself, talking about the motherfucking champ. He said, you're a fucking piñata, bro. Think about it. You ever play with the piñata? You just beat the shit out of it, and you get a nice prize at the end of it. He's like the piñata of combat sports. Everybody beats the shit out of him, and then they get a prize too. I love it. You're a fucking piñata. Good luck. That's a nice ass whooping you're going to catch next month. And I got another question. Do piñatas hand ass whoopings back? Do piñatas drop you in sparring? Do piñatas knock out Jose Aldo? Do piñatas knock out Eddie Alvarez? I'm wondering. Do fucking piñatas throw dollies? I'm just wondering. I don't know. I don't think so. He says if he actually does get in there, I think his only chance is to land a big shot, a money shot. And I think there's an opportunity for that. But he probably gets the living shit beat out of him. I don't know. We'll see. Just watch for the quitting face, because he's got the quitting face he does where he looks like a bitch when he's getting the shit beat out of him. I saw it in the gym. I noticed it on fight day 2. He starts to wobble and has this bitch face like, I want to get out of here. Somebody help me, but I have no way. He says, but I have no way out of this thing. So Paulie McDougal's doing his best to try and save face and talk a little bit of trash, but he's talking from the sidelines. Meanwhile, Conor McGregor's preparing for a fight that Paulie McDougal's is admitting is a tough matchup. He's talking about the possibilities of Khabib mauling Conor McGregor, but what is Conor McGregor doing? He's still fucking getting ready for this fight. And what is Paulie doing? He's still fucking tweet. Paulie want a cracker tweeting like a motherfucking bird on Twitter, nonstop mentioning Conor McGregor's name. It's kind of like fucking MGK and Eminem in a way, because it's like, Conor McGregor mentioned your name one time, dog, just reliving a moment in his history, and here you are filing full fucking tweets and diss tracks at Conor, trying to bait out another response because it's the high moment of your fucking career. Come on, chill. What's going on, Paulie? Why don't you fucking pick a fight with Manny Pacquiao or Floyd fucking somebody? If you want to fucking fight somebody, if you think you can piñata somebody, get your ass back in the ring, in the boxing ring. And I tell you what, I'll even watch it. I'll watch you talking about piñata. I want to see you back in the boxing ring. Because McGregor's going from boxing to MMA to boxing to MMA to motherfucking gym sparring you, throwing dollies, all that shit. While you're tweeting and not fighting. So, how about you get back in the ring? I mean, McGregor, if it's with McGregor, I would love to see that. But honestly, I don't know if Malignaggi is worth that. I don't know if he's worth that. I don't think he deserves a fight with Conor McGregor. I think you need to get back in there and get a win first. Because right now, you ain't the A side, you ain't the B side. You're like the F side. And F stands for Fook the Mayweathers. Fuck you talking about. But yeah, so with that being said, let's move on, full-time family. Get the strap. What we talking about? Forward says, he's responding to Leon Doubleson. Benji says, Paulie McDougal's. That's all I'm saying. That weird guy says, Paulie, I lost my girl and belt at the same time. Would never step into the octagon. Don't know why he's talking shit, truthfully. Me either, man. I really don't. I don't know why he's still talking either. So it says, Paulie trying to stay relevant. Salute to Jorge 1. What's going on? Student Bahar Muhammad Ahmed as well. What's going on, brother? He says, if anyone pulls out of the biggest fight in history of the UFC, then El Kakui's ready to go in. Hell yeah. You know what I just thought about whenever you said that? I thought about, like, fucking somebody pulling out, right? Like, let's say that the day before the fight, we get news that Khabib is injured, right? Everyone's just disappointed, right? And there's Tony Ferguson doing cartwheels and shit. Like, what's up, guys? I'm ready to step in. And everyone's like, everyone's just got, like, frowns on their face. And Tony Ferguson's like, what? Let's go. Or I'm ready to step in. And everybody's just still disappointed. You know, Tony Ferguson dancing and shit. That'd be hilarious. Ken Murphy says, you'd pay to see Pauline get boxed around the ring, but I wouldn't want his ass making proper money. Yeah, that's why I don't want to see him fight McGregor. You don't deserve a McGregor payday. Fight somebody else first. Forward says, I know we're better than this family. 10 likes, 29 watching. Let's get these bagels finished. I think you might need to hit refresh, brother. On my screen, it says we got 49 watching and 27 likes right now. So there's still 20 bagels floating around out there. When you're finished biting your bagel, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. I tell you what, and there's 46 people watching right now, and that's why I'm setting the bar so high, because I really ain't trying to drink. If we can get this show to 50 likes, we still got a lot to talk about. If we get this show to 50 likes, I'm testing out the proper motherfucking 12. As soon as we hit 50, I'm taking a shot. How about that? Proper 12. It's going to be a proper stream. I wish I need like a table or something, like sit this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? I would hella like have this shit product placement in my shit, but I don't got like nothing behind me. So hopefully whenever I can move in my new studio, we will. I have like a desk behind me, and we'll fucking have like, you know what I'm saying? That's where the bottle will be. But yeah, if we get to 50 likes, man, 50 likes, and I'm busting out the proper 12. And if we don't get to 50 likes, we're just going to be chopping it up, talking about MMA. So put your bagels down and put your thumbs up, and let's continue. All right. We got Tyron Woodley out for 8 to 12 weeks. And what the news for this means his fight with Colby Covington is prolonged, or could mean a potential interim title fight between Covington and Usman. But honestly, be honest with yourself. Do you really think Colby Covington would fight Kamaru Usman for an interim title? Colby Covington will sit out so fucking fast. He will. Sorry, guys, I fucking injured my toe in practice, and I want to be out for 7 to 11 weeks. Oh, perfect timing for when Woodley comes back. There's no way Colby Covington takes that fight. Let's be honest. So I think what we see is Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley, early 2019. You know, in the ESPN era, one of those pay-per-views, early 2019. But yeah, so we got 37 thumbs up. Holy shit, 13 away. Oh, we're a proper 13 away from the proper 12. See what I did there? So yeah, man. Tyron Woodley out 8 to 12 weeks, hand surgery. He was one of the possibilities also for Madison Square Garden. That's why this is big news, because we're like, who the fuck is it gonna be? If it's not Jon Jones, and I mean, I've heard it's 100. Like, if you're listening to what Dana White's been saying, and Eryk Anders listening to his show, like, or Jon Jones's manager, I believe, was on Eryk Anders' show today. He was saying that as of right now, Jon Jones is 100% not on the card. And that means not against DC or Gustafsson. But he did say if he came back, it would probably be against DC. So, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this UFC 230 main event, but we do know it's not Woodley versus Covington. The suspense is real, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got Diaz versus Poirier. Now, if that just gets promoted, I'm not going to lie. It's a great fight. I love the fight. But I would still be a little like, oh, we ain't what? You know, because I feel like we had our expectations so high. Even if it's not Jon Jones versus Cormier, at least the return of Jon Jones. Even if it's not the return of Jon Jones, at least Covington versus Woodley. So if we come out of all of that with, actually, it's just going to be Diaz versus Poirier. It's still a good fight, though, guys. Not for a title. Like, I'd be a little let down. So hopefully they can get some fight. But I will say this. I also get a feeling when I was listening to Jon Jones' manager on Eryk Anders' show today, I got the feeling like a fucking kid whose family was trying to keep a surprise a secret. You know, I've been getting that a lot. I'm getting that feeling like people know what this main event is, but nobody wants to fucking tell us. You know what I'm saying? If you watch UFC 228, Joe Rogan sounded like he knew what it was going to be. I mean, we've had predictions and stuff coming out. We thought it was going to be Jones versus DC. I mean, Jon Jones even got fucking announced to be cleared. He can even fight right before Madison Square Garden, and he's not going to? And also, if you listen to the interview today with his manager on Eryk Anders' show, he said, as of right now. He said, as of right now, Jon Jones is not fighting on that card. So, there's still a potential. We can see a big fucking 180 and fuck around and be Jon Jones versus DC. Now, I think they would have to talk DC into it, because DC, he's not going to want to do that. He does want to fight Jon Jones, but not in this order. He does want to fight Jon Jones. He said that much. He said, yeah, I want to finish my career, 2 more fights. I want to fight Brock Lesnar and then Jon Jones, and then I'll be done. Now, pay attention to how he said that. He said, I want to fight Brock Lesnar and then Jon Jones. He didn't say, I want to fight Jon Jones, and if I win, fight Brock Lesnar. Because if he loses to Jon Jones, which we all know is a very real possibility, if he loses to Jon Jones takes his Brock Lesnar fight. So he's like, whoa. This motherfucker's cleared. What the fuck? I don't care. I'm not fighting him. I got my mind set on Brock. I moved past Jon Jones, even though we know he didn't. But not in that order. I moved past Jon Jones. I'm fighting Brock. Fuck that. He already pushed me halfway across the ring. I got my mind set on it. He probably already spent half the money. Like, I already told my wife and my kids we're going to fucking Hawaii and all that shit. We're going to Bellator, Hawaii, all that shit. I got my little dude a car for when he graduates already. Some shit that ain't even out yet. He's got a Tesla and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? He probably already spent that Brock Lesnar money. He ain't trying to fucking risk that now. Because, oh, by the way, you get money to show up and money to win, right? So he's going to get money to show up and fight Jon Jones, and he's going to get pay-per-view points. It's going to be a check. But if he loses that fight, what, you only get half that check and you lose your Brock fight? He ain't trying to do that. So the UFC, they would really have to convince Daniel Cormier to fight Jon Jones at Madison Square Garden. And if he doesn't want to do that, then the only other option for Jon Jones to return will be Gustafsson. But even with that, like I said earlier, his manager said, as of right now, Jon Jones is 100% not on the card. So that's interesting. Trollbuster in the building. What's going on, brother? And that weird guy as well. What's going on, everybody? Trollbuster says, GSP scared of T-Wood. Let's be real. Fuck that politic talk. That's why I fucks with Conor. He ain't scared to fight nobody. Man, that's fair to say. But honestly, Conor McGregor's he's definitely not scared to fight anybody. But he's still kind of politics with his fights, right? He's gonna fight the biggest fights possible. If you think Conor McGregor's gonna fight Tony Ferguson, if you think Conor McGregor's gonna fight fucking any of these guys that don't have a big name, he's politicking too. These guys, he's looking for, of course he wants the challenge and he wants his belt back, but Khabib's a big name. I mean, if Conor beats Khabib, he gets a pretty big name in fucking Russia. I think that means something. He's probably already got a bunch of Russian fans, but Khabib's the undefeated, undisputed. This is still a legacy fight for Conor McGregor. First person to beat Khabib. You know, I'm sure it would be huge for his brand, not just McGregor's brand. Proper 12. You know, you beat Khabib, you probably sell 100,000 more cases of Proper 12 over in Russia. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like all type of business shit. That's kind of a business move, even though it's a really tough fight. But yeah, with GSP, man, I see where you're coming from, and that's what we're going to be talking about next. He's explaining why he doesn't want to fight Tyron Woodley right now. So that's a good transition, but I don't think he's scared of Woodley, man. I just think he's doing what most people do now. Because look, if GSP cuts to 155 and fights McGregor or Khabib, it's a tough fight. Is it as tough as Tyron Woodley right now? Probably not. But this is the thing that you have to realize. This is not a good fight for GSP to take. It's like a lose-lose for him. If you win, okay, but you don't win much. Like, there's really not much reward here. It doesn't make a lot of sense for GSP to take that fight, man. and I kind of used to be leaning toward what you're saying. I didn't think GSP really wants smoke with Woodley in this day and age. He might not. But at the same time, if you think about it, this isn't a smart fight to take. Now, like you said, that's politics bullshit, but it's just not. Like, and I've explained this part before, but there's other reasons. If you fight Tyron Woodley and you lose your status as the greatest fighter of all time. You lose your status as the greatest welterweight of all time. And if you win, you just get a simple check. It's not even a huge payday. It's not like Tyron Woodley selling 1 million pay-per-views like if you beat McGregor, or it's not like you're getting a third belt. It's not like you're fighting Bisping, who's like fucking representing England. And there's something to that, man. If you beat one of the biggest stars in the country, that raises your stock. And I know people don't like talking about stock, but that means a lot. Like, if you beat Michael Bisping, who was kind of the flagship for the UK MMA, then you get a lot of respect and a lot of stock in the UK. If McGregor beats fucking Khabib, he gets a lot of respect and a lot of stock from the Russian fans. And like Khabib said, 150 million. So you don't think Conor wants some of those 150 million fans if he can win this fight? He's got a lot to gain here. I don't see Conor McGregor just fighting a guy that is a dumb fight for him to take. Like, if he was the champion, who do you think he would defend his belt against? The biggest fight? Or do you think he would be like, nah, do you think Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, perfect example. Do you think if Conor McGregor beats Khabib, and this will kind of explain perfectly to you, if Conor McGregor beats Khabib and gets his title back, who do you think he'll fight? Dustin Poirier or GSP if he wants to come down? Dustin Poirier deserves the shot. If he beats Nate Diaz, right, there's no denying it. But do you think Conor McGregor would rather fight Dustin Poirier or GSP? The answer is going to be GSP. It's the bigger fight. It's the biggest fight. It's a high-risk fight. That's a tough fight for McGregor. But he's, of course, going to pick GSP at 155. For GSP fighting for a third title. Legacy fight. Huge money. But Conor McGregor would do the same thing in that situation. Of course, you could say, oh, he's scared of Dustin Poirier. But it just makes more sense to fight GSP. And that's actually still a tough fight. But I do see where you're coming from, but I actually don't think that's the case. I think it just doesn't make a lot of sense for GSP to fight Tyron Woodley. And he said right now. Now, he did say Woodley's stock went up a little with the win over Till. I don't know what Woodley can do. And Ariel Helwani, he's got the show with Chael Sonnen on ESPN, and there's little clips that come up on YouTube. And they brought up, like, the stats, like GSP's title defenses, the number of former champions GSP beat compared to Woodley. And you can say the stats are a little I don't want to say unfair, but they're a little indifferent to Woodley because he wasn't fighting in the UFC as long as George St-Pierre, so he didn't really get a chance to fight those former champions. And on top of that, you got to think about the politics. Former champions probably didn't really want to fight Woodley coming up. When you fight GSP, yeah, you'll fight him. It's a tough fight, but you get a chance to fight GSP. You're getting a big check for fighting GSP. There's a lot bigger reward to fight GSP. So that kind of takes away from Tyron Woodley to be able to prove himself earlier in his career. So that's unfair. But when you look on paper, when you look at the numbers, George St-Pierre, the number of title defenses, the number of former UFC champions he's beat is just way more impressive than Tyron Woodley's resume. So with that being said, that's why you kind of give the nod to GSP. But then, that's a good question. If they fought today, who do you think would win? I mean, and even if Tyron Woodley beat GSP today, do you say that Tyron Woodley's now the GOAT? Or is GSP still the GOAT for what he's done? I mean, maybe if Woodley can beat Covington, and then maybe if Woodley can beat Usman, maybe they'll be like, all right, GSP, this dude's making a serious case. Are you going to fight him or what's up? But even then, I don't know if GSP wants to risk that. But, I mean, you got a good point, man. But it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for him to take it. Holy snaps, we are at 40 thumbs up. We're about a proper 10 thumbs up away from our shot of proper 12. I don't even know where I put the bottle, but I know this shit's already starting to get hot. I had it in the freezer. I'll probably have to have my girl get me a shot glass or something. Or I have to go get one. But yeah, man, proper 12 at 50 likes. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try it out, man. I'm not gonna get drunk on this stream. We're gonna save a majority of this for UFC 229. We have to. But yeah, man, we're gonna definitely be taking a shot of that proper 12. Had to. I swear to God, I'm not lying to you guys. Nobody was with me. There's no proof, or you just gotta take my word for it. I got no reason to lie to you. When I was walking out the liquor store, because I had to drive like 25 minutes across town, right, to the nicer side, because all the liquor stores don't have proper 12 yet. But where this one did, so I had to drive a while to get it. And when I was walking out with it in my hand, I like kind of felt like, okay, I was gonna over exaggerate it a little bit, but I'm being honest with you. But I was gonna over exaggerate it, and so I started to feel like Conor McGregor. But no, on a serious tip, I did like have an urge to like speak in my Conor McGregor voice. Like I did low key for a second feel like McGregor at the press conference, like proper 12. Like I was looking at the bottle, like yo, this is the same shit. Like I was a little like in the moment whenever I got the proper 12 out of the store. Like yo, I just watched that press conference. This is a pretty dope moment. So yeah, with that being said, we got the proper 12. Someone says they're curious how it tastes. I don't know how the fuck it tastes. I hope it tastes decent. I hope it tastes decent, man. Joseph Reardon says there's only 3 million people in Dagestan, I think, but there's still a lot of Russian people watching this fight, even if it's not just the Dagestan people. Someone says party whiskey. Yeah, man, it's not super expensive. It's not by any means. I think it might even be cheaper than Jameson. But you know when shit first comes out, it's hella cheap, like Body Armor, right? Body Armor eventually wants to compete with Gatorade and Powerade and shit like that. But where I live, bro, you can get Body Armor at the grocery store, like 4 or 5 bottles for $1 on, like, at the gas station. It's like $2 a piece or something. But if you go to the grocery store, bro, Body Armor is cheap as fuck, dog. And I think once they get more established and in more people's minds, like the Gatorades and the Powerades, it'll probably go up. But when you're first starting out as a brand, you gotta kind of be on the low a little bit, let people get familiar with you. But yeah, this shit was only like $25, $27, something like that. It wasn't expensive at all. A7day says, how much money was it? Yeah. Just answered that. Ford says, I think it tastes like whiskey. Oh shit, you already tried it too? Cam Murphy says, oh, I see. Corbin McVilly says, yeah, pretty sure it tastes like whiskey. Yeah, that's probably a good point, man. It probably tastes like whiskey. That's fucking hilarious. It's gonna taste like fucking Lucky Charms and rainbows and shit. Like, no, it probably just tastes like whiskey. But either way, George St-Pierre speaking about his new hobby and a potential lightweight bout. Not super interested in his new hobby, but as far as fighting at lightweight, definitely interested in that. He says, I never said I was going to fight at 155. I said I could if I wanted to. However, I'm not a big fan of these crazy weight cuts. I never have been. I've never been a big welterweight. People think I'm big. I've never been a big welterweight. I have a long reach, but I'm not a big welterweight. I walk around at 185, 184 pounds. What excites me, it would be like a challenge. That is something that has never been done before. This is what excites me now, not to be champion or to have another run to a title and defend it more, because I've done it before. I would like to fight someone who would be known as the greatest, or something that if I attempt to do that, people would say, oh, you can't do that. You would never succeed. That's something that excites me. And so pretty much what he's saying there, I mean, if you want to translate it from GSP, he's saying, yeah, I'll fight at 155. I'm not interested in fucking taking back the welterweight title and defending that 10 times versus Covington and Usman and proving I can beat all these guys again. I've did that already. I've proved I can clear out a division. I'm interested in new challenges. I'm interested in the motherfucking money. No, but it's more about the legacy, but also money also excites me. But legacy, I really want to challenge. If people think I can't do something, I want to show you I can. And I have a feeling people think I can't go down to 155 and whoop some ass. So GSP might have to cut some weight and whoop a motherfucker. That's what he's really saying. So that's what his eyes are on, man. He's going to be watching fucking McGregor versus Khabib as hard as any of us. Probably already went through his proper weight cut. Speaking of proper 12, he probably already went through a weight cut, a test weight cut, and knows he can make the weight. And now he's watching this shit, rubbing his hands like Birdman. Just can't wait to see whoever wins. He's going to probably be cage side. He should be to sell the fight. Cage side, walk in that motherfucker and say, I am not impressed by your performance, Khabib McGregor, or whoever. I'm not impressed. I will come down and take your belt and do what even you have never done. Win 3 belts. However the fuck. Yeah, man. Ivan Hernandez says for reals. It's 35 euros over here, says Joseph Reardon. $27, that's cheap. Yeah, I was looking at the price online before I saw the bottle. I seen it was like 45 in some places. So there's probably some places that charge more than others. Trey Young says, wash them dishes, Colby. Ivan Hernandez says, GSP has the killer instinct and Khabib don't. Stamina MC says, full-timers, I got to get to work. Catch you on the flip. All right, later, Stamina, later, man. Have a good time at work. Corey McVilly says, GSP and his bad intestines need to stay at 170. Or it says, it tastes good, or not bad. It's a little weak if you're used to good stuff. But I think it's intentional because although weak, it's very smooth for a young 3.5-year-old whiskey. Okay, we got the whiskey connoisseur, Jorge 1 in the building. Hell yeah. Hey, we're at 42 thumbs up, man. I'm not trying to get super drunk. I'm not even really trying to get drunk on this stream. But I did say if we hit 50 thumbs up, I'll take the shot. And I am a man of my word. At least I always try to be. And so I'll do it, full-time family. We're going to be hitting this motherfucking proper 12. We got it in the building. Salute to the full-time family, to Stockton Slaps, and everybody else in the full-time family. Man, UFC 229 Fight Companion is going to be lit. That weird guy says peace, Stamina. Yeah, later, Stamina. Seen a video of GSP, very slim. There's been pictures of the video now. He's been looking hella slim, man. Yeah, that's a good point. Uh-oh, you guys know what time it is. It's time for the Simp segment. And I didn't even know it. But that's what's next on the... we got to flip to the Simp segment now, guys. After this, we got our fast topics. But you see what time it is. It's the Simp segment. We know what you guys were here for. You didn't really want to hear me talking about this damn MMA news. You guys already know what's going on in the MMA world. We know why you're really here. It's for the fucking Simp segment. Come on, simping ain't easy. We all know it. Rachel Ostovich. WMMA is a beautiful thing. No pun intended. She's likely going to be taking on Paige Van Zandt. You know what I'm saying? A part of the good first impression on one of those very first ESPN cards. Who knows? Maybe even Wonderboy Boris Lawler on the card. It's all speculation right now. But either way, Rachel Ostovich fighting likely in the flyweight division if she's going to be fighting Paige Van Zandt. But goddamn. Who else we got? Yana Kunitskaya. You know, just taking to Instagram. She says, happy Sunday for everyone. Sunny Vegas. She's got a fight coming up too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she's fighting not Tanya Evans. No. She's fighting another chick that fought Lena Landsberg, I believe. I think Yana Kunitskaya is going to be fighting Lena Landsberg, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's who it is. Pearl Gonzalez over there low-key becoming the queen of Invicta. She's not fucking around. She left the UFC, lost a couple fights. Now she's in Invicta over there on her way to becoming the champion, the face of Invicta. You know what I'm saying? Pearl Gonzalez, salute to Pearl. Alpha Cat Zingano. She's coming off that win over Marion Renault. And now she's coming for Amanda Nunes. She wants to whoop her one more time. Shit, you got the title I wanted. I already beat you once. I know you want the rematch. What's really going on? Alpha Cat Zingano with the Macadamia F-bombs and shit. MMA Cheeks taking the time to show off Anastasia Yankova. She fights with Bellator. Y'all thought Bellator was fucking around, but now you know different. Bellator has never been fucking around, and neither is Anastasia Yankova. She's got to have a fight coming up soon. All right, full-time family, that's pretty much it for the Simp segment. Felice Harry, she's got a fight coming up with Karate Hottie on McGregor versus Khabib, full-time family. I mean, maybe if you killed the proper 12. All right, yeah, we're moving on from that now. You know, you kill some proper 12 men, and it's going to be some good fights. You the Fight Companion. I don't know where we're at. We're switching back to the show. All right, are we on the right screen? Are we on... Yeah, we're on the right screen. What's up, full-time family? It's time for the fast topics portion of the show where we go a little less in-depth on these topics coming up. Just go over the headlines and what it might mean for a quick second. But first, let's pull up the full-time family. We've got 43 thumbs up. We're 7 away from that 50 motherfucking mile marker. Ivan Hernandez says, Simp Nation, hashtag Simp Nation. Show us the twins, says Ivan Hernandez. Ivan says, I ain't a simp, I just crush a lot. Yo, that's what I'm talking about. There's the full-time family, and we know we're out here. We out here. Benji says, fine, I'll play. Yana can get it. Simp segment. Got the simps out in full effect. What is going on, full-time family? Ken Murphy said, I know, but he said, I know you come for this, which I don't. I'm buzzing. I know you don't come here, Ken Murphy, but, you know, you might come at least for the side portion, you know. Whenever I say that, I'm speaking to, like, 90% of the audience. I know there's a few non-simps out there. Ford says, oh, my God, full-time MMA. What if the UFC Madison Square Garden main event is the return of the GOAT, Michael Bisping versus Yoel Romero? You're fucking loony, dog. You're loony, but that would be a hell of a fight. And yeah, hell yeah, full time. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. So, all right, you guys put your dicks back in your pants. Pause. They should have never been out. Either way, let's cover this. Jon Jones' manager, Malky Cowwood, was speaking with Eryk Anders today, and he said Jon Jones probably won't be fighting at UFC 230. He didn't completely rule it out, but he didn't want to get anyone's hopes up. And like I said, man, I felt like a kid whose family was trying to not spoil a surprise. Like, as of right now, 100% he's not fighting. Dana White was like, 100% not happening. But he's lied in the past. Now, the only reason I'm still kind of like, all right, I don't think it's happening is because Ariel Helwani ain't got the scoop yet. Ariel Helwani, but he also might have learned his lesson. If he knows the UFC doesn't want this shit announced, he probably don't want to go through the whole process of losing his media credentials and all that shit again. Just got the new gig with ESPN. He's probably treading smooth waters right now. So I'll admit though, if they announce it's gonna be Jon Jones versus DC, I'm gonna feel some type of way. I don't know the exact word, so that's why I'm gonna use that, some type of way. That's why that's such a good phrase. But either way, if we all thought it was gonna be Jones versus DC, and then they go out their way to everybody, Ariel, like, I'm pretty sure it's not Jones versus DC. Manager, like, nope, not Jones. Dana White, 100% not Jon Jones. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, everybody's Jon Jones versus DC. I'm like, you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. So we'll see what happens. But it looks like it won't be Jon Jones, according to his manager. He also spoke, and this is Jon Jones' manager, right? It's not his PR guy, but he's not going to come out here and fucking throw Jon Jones under no buses. Because they also, Ariel Helwani asked him about the potential snitch thing. He said a lot of people, pointed out Jon Jones got a significant reduction, and the clause in USADA said he had to provide substantial assistance, in helping the sport get cleaner and whatever. And he was like, listen, I'm not going to say too much on this topic because I don't want to make it any worse than what people already fucking think. But that's not how it happened, pretty much. And Jon Jones is going to do an interview soon and clear those things up. But at the same time, he didn't really, have a lot of details for you. So, but if you go back and look at the USADA documents, it's pretty clear cut what happened. The only thing is you don't have the details. So no one's came out and said they had the details. We don't know. No one came out and said Jon Jones told on a fighter. Nobody said Jon Jones told on a coach. And no one said he told on a supplier. We don't know who he told on. We just are pretty sure he told. Now, it could have been how to do it. He might have just told him how motherfuckers are beating the system. For all we know, he might not have pointed the finger at one specific person. But he's given some sort of information to get this motherfucking 30-month reduction. And I think that's, if you look at the documents, that's just facts. But clearly we don't know exactly what's going on. But Ariel Helwani did ask about that on the interview today. So with that being said, Jon Jones is back regardless of how he got back. And of course, you got the Mauler who's been waiting for DC. And if DC's not going to be fighting Jon Jones, he's like, hey, he's throwing his name in the hat. Alexander Gustafsson saying, who would you fight if not me? And of course, we all know Daniel Cormier, or maybe even Stipe. That'd be awesome. But Alex said, who would you fight if not me, champ? That's the only fight that makes sense right now. Wait, let's do it. Let me beat you one more time. And that was a fight, man. Whenever I was watching that fight as a fan, I didn't think Jon Jones was going to get his hand raised. I was younger back in the day. I was probably still a little dumber, and I still thought there was a lot, and people were probably going to kill me for saying this. Back in the day, I growing up being poor and shit, I looked at it like a lot of sports, like there's probably, like, if you look at the NFL and shit, like there was probably some underlying racism out there. I was young, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel that same way today, like there's a whole bunch of racism everywhere, even though people probably do. I'm not going into that topic. I'm just saying, whenever I watched the fight, I thought Alexander Gustafsson did enough to get his hand raised. I wasn't thinking, oh, Jon Jones is the champion. I was thinking, this nigga just lost. That's what I was thinking. Even if it was a close fight, I thought Gustafsson, the fucking blonde hair, I didn't know any better. I was like, oh, Jon Jones just lost his fucking belt. And when he got his hand raised, I was like, whoo, shit. We got one. We got away with one there. Because Gustafsson, in my opinion, gave Jon Jones his best fight to date. So I would love to see that rematch. But the question is it worth putting that rematch in front of the DC fight? Because Gustafsson's not a warm-up fight. The last time Jon Jones came back off of a suspension and he fought OSP, that OSP doesn't beat Gustafsson. No. Jon Jones with ring rust, if that's what's going on in that fight, that type of Jon Jones ain't beating no damn Gustafsson. You need a warm-up fight before the Gustafsson fight. That is not a warm-up fight. But yeah, so Gustafsson, he wants that fight, and honestly, Gustafsson, he's in a shitty spot here, dude. He's part of it. He's part of the reason, though, to be fair. He's part of the reason. But he's in a shitty spot because the champ don't want to fight him, and unless Jon Jones wants to come back and fight for a non-title, unless they do an interim title, he's not a good option for Jon Jones right now. Man, fucking throat is all itchy and shit. Allergies have been going crazy today and shit, my bad. But, so, also, other than that, if you look at the top contenders of the welterweight division, of the light heavyweight division, 3 of them were his teammates in Jimmy Manuwa, who's lost a fight since then, so that's not the same situation, but Ilir Latifi. So, he hasn't been able to be super active. I mean, unless you just want to fight a guy, you know, and honestly, he probably should be, because that's one thing about Alexander Gustafsson. It's hard for the fans to make a huge case for you to get the next title shot. It ain't like you just been out here kicking ass, you know, in the meantime. Like when TJ Dillashaw got snubbed for a title shot, we felt like, what did he do? He didn't just sit back and wait. He went out there and fought a number 1 contender, got snubbed again, went out there and fought a number 1 contender. So Gustafsson, you know, he hasn't been super active while he's been out, but he's been the number 1 contender now for a while, and he ain't. Recently, DC said, "Yeah, I'm still not fighting your ass." You know what I'm saying? So weird situation there, but Gus called him for that fight with Jones. We'll see if he can get it. Artem Lobov, the GOAT. Oh, Stamina MC's gone. I know he would have loved this topic. Artem Lobov says Conor McGregor can easily out-grapple Khabib Nurmagomedov. I mean, he does it to me all the time. Like, every single day, he always out-grapples me. I mean, why can't he out-grapple Khabib, right? No, that's not what he's saying, but either way. Biased much? Biased much? I don't know. But this is what Artem had to say. When you say it like that, it's as if Conor doesn't have wrestling and grappling, and Khabib doesn't have any striking. It is true Khabib doesn't really have any striking, but it's certainly not true that Conor McGregor's grappling or wrestling is not on that level. He can easily out-grapple Khabib in the wrestling as well. Of course, this is Khabib's game, so we're not stupid. We're not going to fall into his hands right away. But make no mistake about it, we're going to be ready everywhere. I see Conor stopping him in round 1. I just don't see Khabib being able to do anything. Look at some of his other fights Khabib's been in. The Ali Quinta fight, he was connecting. Khabib did not like it at all. He was going back, leaning back, turning away, closing his eyes. The same against Michael Johnson. When Michael Johnson connected, Khabib couldn't take him down anymore. The only reason they ended up on the floor is because Michael Johnson decided to wrap up the guillotine and bring him down himself, which was the biggest mistake of his life. I'm sure he still regrets that. Other than that, he had stuffed Khabib's takedowns already. So, I see all that. I see Conor in training. I see his timing. I know his wrestling, how good his grappling as well. I just don't see it other way. First round stoppage for Conor McGregor. Yeah, he might be a little bit biased, but honestly, I do really feel like people are asleep on McGregor's grappling. One more like, yay, I may just hop onto my old YouTube account, says Forward. I thought you just changed your name on this one. Let's see, where's the bottle? Bottle's right here. One more like, we're trying the old proper 12. Proper 12, full-time family. I'm going to have to go get, as soon as we hit the like, I'm going to have to play a song or something, and we're going to have to go get the old shot glass. Take an old shot for the one time. Damn, he's a mod. Who's a mod? Who's in here trolling? What up, Coach? What's going on, Coach? See you in the building. Good to see you here. I see we got some stuff. I haven't checked out that chat in a while, so I'm probably missing some lunacy. We've been talking about some craziness. So, who's in here going crazy? Let's see. Nightbot, you about to go buy? Oh, the Nightbot's a mod. Yeah, the Nightbot's a mod. That's funny. What was he? Was the Nightbot tripping? Was the Nightbot tripping? No, yeah, I think I fixed the Nightbot. All he does is now he gives a warning every now and then. But yeah, Dennis Espinosa, hey, good evening, Ford. Hope it all is well. What's going on, Dennis Espinosa? I don't got your theme music. Coach is here. Maybe he can call in for a quick second and just give us your theme music. What's going on, everybody? Coach Yankovic is full-time's other channel. Oh yeah, Coach. Yeah, Coach. My bad. Coach, that's the Nightbot. That's not a real person. I set that up. UFC Yankovic is my other channel right here, and that's where I post all of the songs I do now. Most of them. Like, I changed my second channel name to UFC Yankovic, and so it's just reminding people to subscribe to UFC Yankovic because I want to get it to 1,000. But good looking out, I appreciate it. Nightbot hasn't been tripping lately, Coach. We got our eyes peeled. Yeah, no, you missed it the first day. Nightbot was timing people out for 600 seconds at a time and stuff. Chad Mendez would have destroyed Conor if he had a full camp, says Benji. I mean, you can say that. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. That's hindsight's 2020. Who knows? Maybe you don't make it to the fight. There's all type of stuff that could have happened on full camp. Maybe you got injured if you went full camp. Who knows? You know, like, but I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens. But either way, even if you feel like that, McGregor's grappling, I still feel is underrated. So, with that being said, and not even just his wrestling, right? He's got good defensive wrestling, better than you would think, but he's also got a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. Not blue, not purple, not white. He's like a belt away from a black belt. I know that still can be a few years, but he's already a damn brown belt. Don't think he can't pull off a submission at all. Leon Dubson says, got to get up early tomorrow for the dentist appointment. So later, full-time family. Later, Leon Dubson, we will see you in a little bit. All right, so we got a few more topics to talk about, guys, and then we're going to be getting out of here. One more thumbs up, and we will be trying this proper 12 before we get off the show. Salute to the full-time family. I don't even know if he wants me to fucking say who it is that got me this, so I'm just saying, like, salute right now to the full-time family. But this did come from the full-time family. He hit me up. He said, yo, if we can find a liquor store where you're from that has proper 12, I'll buy it. You just go pick it up. Bada boom, bada bang. So he called the liquor store. He found where it was. And I just went up there and I drove down there and picked it up today. So that's how I got this. So, yeah, we're going to be trying this out probably. I'm really saving it for UFC 229, man. It's really nothing fancy. It's not like it's a $1,000 bottle of liquor, right? But either way, it's fucking proper 12. And we just hit 50 thumbs up, full-time family. So that means I got to go get a shot glass. And with that being said, salute to the Nightbot because we're going to play a song. And we're going to play a song specifically from Stockton Slaps, because Stockton Slaps is my motherfucking dog, and he professionally remastered these. So we'll play, I don't know which one, Fire Snoop, Kill Shot. I mean, we got McGregor versus Khabib. I can't do this.
Or is this
one's
full-time
not
MMA now?
Remastered by Stockton Slaps, but it's McGregor versus Khabib. We started the show with that, man. This is the co-main event to McGregor versus Khabib. Salute to Stockton Slaps. It's Tony time, motherfuckers. I'll be right back. I gotta go get a shot glass.
Yeah, they wishing, they wishing, they wishing, they wishing, they wishing on me. It's Tony time, bitch, I don't care who's fucking with me. Staying away from tiramisu's a struggle for Khabib. You don't wanna fight, you wanna cuddle with me. My elbows are knives and I'ma cut you with these. I don't really give a fuck who's with me. If this fat fuck will make weights a big mystery. If you were smart, then you would probably pick me. To submit Khabib at UFC 223. To submit Pettis at UFC 229. Tony time. Tony time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT. If my leg didn't get broke, would've probably beat Khabib. Then moved up and fought Woodley. Either wait for GSP. You don't wanna mess with me. Tony time. Tony time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT. If my leg didn't get broke, would've probably beat Khabib at UFC 223. Then moved up and fought Woodley. Either way for GSP.
Fucking did it to me.
All right, I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is I just saved a whole bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have car insurance.
A lot of people up here.
No, but
don't know.
seriously though, I don't have a damn shot glass, so I might be just drinking this shit like a hooligan out the bottle, unless I can get my girl. you know, she's a bartender too, so she might fucking have a shot glass around upstairs somewhere. But my roommate said that somebody took all of our shot glasses. So with that being said, I knock out sometimes I choke. Hey, hey, I might be there like, wait, yo. No, but I need one more quick second because you do have one? Awesome. She does have a shot glass. All right, full-time family. So with that being said, we got a few more news topics to talk about, but we got 50 thumbs up. We got 53 thumbs up, so we're about to be testing out this proper 12. Proper 12. Let's see if we can find, like, a Conor McGregor, like, proper 12 soundbite. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, shit, you can do, like, 280,000 views reviewing this shit, dude. I should review this shit, dude. Like, whenever I start, I'm like, all right, guys, so this is going to be me reviewing proper 12. Fucking, we about to be litty but giddy. And then I'm going to clip it out later, and I'm just going to make it a separate video. All right, all right. Damn. I want to hear. All right, here's a remix. Let's hear Maurice Spears' remix over here. Let's check this out.
Sparked unconscious in another promotion. I know he is afraid of a smack. Smack, smack, twing, twing, smack, 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 twing, twing, smack, 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 twing, twing, smack, smack, smack.
Hey! Hold on. Salute to Now and Later with the $2 in the super chat. Smack, smack. Hey. Smack, smack. This is Maurice Spears on Twitter. I don't want to play it because I don't want nobody to trip on no copyright shit, but I'll show you where the video's at. That's what we're listening to right now. As I wait on my girl to go get a damn shot glass, she's going to go down there and find what I just found, that we don't have none downstairs. And I thought she had one up here. Either way, smack, smack. Smack, smack. Hey. Irish whiskey.
What's the fusion?
Irish whiskey.
It is the finest man-made Irish whiskey. What's the fusion? Taste them. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
You have the line.
Yes. Oh Lord, Jamie,
they know this. Gonna be long night.
Yes. With the real dog now, bro.
It's gonna be long night.
Proper 12 Irish whiskey.
Gonna be long night.
Yes. With the real dog.
Oh, this is a full ass shot, family. I know I ain't fucking around.
Proper 12 Irish whiskey. Proper 12 Irish whiskey.
We big ball, big ball.
Pretty good full-time family.
We toast tonight. We big ball, big ball. We big ball.
All right, what's going on? We got a few more topics to talk about. Thank you guys for coming through to the show today. Man, I'm already feeling it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not, of course, because I just took a shot. But, yo, we lit, man. We are lit. Proper 12 Irish whiskey. Oh, yeah, we're going to have a fun night at UFC 229, guys. But, that being said, the show must go on. Forward in the building, coach in the building. Dennis Espinosa said, I might need to sip a little cognac so you don't drink alone. Well, salute to you, Dennis Espinosa. Maybe if Coach goes live today, I'll give you a salute. You know what I'm saying, after the show. But, yeah, man. Forward says that was for 231 in Canada Now and Later. Did Ortega just say sign it, Forward? Yeah, he was talking about for UFC 231 in Canada, Ortega versus Holloway, possibly. Jorge one says, no, seriously, the smell of it, called the nose, proper 12s, has vanilla notes. Yeah, the smell, that's the thing. The smell, it smells good. You know how most shit you smell it? Oh, I was supposed to pretend this was a review video and shit. I'll do that, and I'll actually do one. You know how most liquors, you smell it and you're like, ooh, that shit smells strong. Like this, you can literally, you don't even smell no alcohol, no strong, nothing. Just, the hint of vanilla. You know what I'm saying? You can almost smell Khabib. All right, I was gonna take it too far. But yeah, man, this shit is delicious. I was gonna say you can almost smell Khabib's blood, but that was too far. That was a joke. Either way, man, this he gets a good grade from me, man. Salute, full-time family. Salute to you, Jorge One, for sure. And now and later, thank you again for the $2 in the super chat, good sir. So, with that being said, I'm gonna be getting tipsy tonight. No, I'm just kidding, full-time family. Sweet, yeah, it wasn't bad, man. It's definitely. Y'all want me to read? Y'all want me to read the back of it to y'all? It's triple distilled Irish whiskey, smooth blend with vanilla, honey, and toasted wood, with hints of vanilla, honey, and toasted wood. Smooth Irish blend. Proper 12 Irish whiskey, paying tribute to where it all began for me. Dublin 12. Our master distiller and I set out with one goal in mind: to craft a proper Irish whiskey that is true to Ireland. We are honored to share this with you and proud to donate to first responders for every bottle sold. Enjoy this smooth and balanced whiskey, a fine blend of golden grain and full-flavored malted barley, triple distilled and aged in minimum of 3 years in bourbon barrels. Proper 12 offers hints of vanilla, honey, sweetness, and toasted wood. A proper salute to all. Yo. Oh shit, Conor McGregor's name's on here. Y'all probably can't see that shit. I didn't think it was gonna be on here. This shit literally is Conor McGregor. Damn. That's crazy. Imported by Irie Born Spirits, Jersey City, New Jersey. This shit's got Conor McGregor's signature and name and shit on here, family. I seen people on Twitter talking about I had to fly to Dublin to get some proper 12. Like, man, what? That's a long trip. Y'all Americans have it crazy up there. Alcohol test is saying the alphabet backwards. I can't even do that sober. Oh, yeah, man. What the hell? Bada Jr. in the building says RP Machine Bun Kelly. Let's not talk about it, please, Kelly. Yo, that's hilarious. A Someday says that's the proper bedtime story. Yeah, man. So we got a few more topics to talk about before we get out of here. One of those being Eddie Alvarez. One championship is reportedly in hot pursuit of Eddie Alvarez. Holy smokes, what a fucking curveball. I expected UFC or Bellator, and I expected whoever got Michael Chandler to get Eddie Alvarez, because that's a fight we all want to see. Chandler versus Alvarez 3. But Bellator re-signed Michael Chandler, and now, out of left field, we see one championship is in hot pursuit in Eddie Alvarez. Of course, all other promotions are interested. But as far as the two biggest players in the game, that's UFC and Bellator. Now, one is a close third. They had Ben Askren, and they've got some pretty, decent fighters. They're not Bellator or the UFC, but they got, there's a female fighter over there that's a pretty big star. I can't think of her name off the top of my head. I don't want to say May Horiguchi and be wrong, man, but they got they got some fighters over there that have some star quality. And Eddie Alvarez would be a huge name for one championship. Tarso Doria says Eddie Alvarez and one championship seem to be getting close to a deal. The Asian giant is going heavy on the negotiations, battling UFC's and Bellator's offers. Looks like one wants Eddie to be part of the Japanese expansion in 2019. So they might be looking at Eddie Alvarez as a guy they can bring over as a face of their organization. People are going to recognize him from his fight with Conor McGregor, his wars with Michael Chandler, and all of that. So maybe a third promotion will be willing to throw the bag at Eddie Alvarez. We'll see, but that would be crazy if Eddie Alvarez goes to one instead of Bellator or the UFC. That would definitely be interesting. I don't know what matchups they would have for him over there, but either way, it's definitely a big name for them to pick up. With that being said, oh shoot, MMA Addict is tripping. He's about to have Bada Jr. on his neck. He just said Binge was so fire. I still haven't even listened to that Binge shit, dog. I'm not excited about an MGK track. Like, if Eminem would have never responded, I might have had to listen. But Eminem deaded that shit. I don't care what MGK has to say in response. I don't want to hear none of your subs. You're done, kid. Eminem came, trashed you, it's over. You tried, good effort, good song, but nothing you've done else is comparable to Eminem. You don't stack up with Eminem. You shouldn't even be in this conversation with Eminem. Motherfucking lucky he responded to your ass because you came so goddamn hard at his head. You know what I'm saying? MGK, it was a valiant effort. But you're done. You ain't got to be scared to get your ass whooped. And we're seeing that here. He's done. I don't give a damn about none of that guy's songs. What are you talking about, dude? You took shots at the legend. And you know what they say. You take shots at the legend, you best not miss. So, he's done. I'm not interested in binge. Honestly, fucking Kill Shot took the place of that Let's Talk About It. I be forgetting the name of that song. Let's Talk About It. I had to ask somebody, like, what's the name of that song again? Like, when it was out, I played that shit like 4 or 5 times. Rap Devil. I played it like 4 or 5 times. Like, I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. But Eminem came and deaded that shit. I don't even remember the name of that song no more. I go type in fucking Kill Shot when I want to hear one of the best diss tracks of all time. Maybe. Arguably. One of. Arguably. I didn't say the. It's not up there. But he did what he needed to do. God damn it. With that being said, I know MMA Addict. I know MMA Addict with sarcasm, bro. I know I was just saying be careful. You're going to get Bada Jr. on your head. That's all I was saying. I was just giving my thoughts on it after that. But yeah, Colby Covington responding to brittle bitch Tyron Woodley surgery news. You know he's got something to say, man. You know he's got something to say. I'm almost to the point, as somebody that like covers the news pretty much in MMA and of course other things, but I'm almost to the point where I see something from Colby Covington and I don't even click on it or comment on it. I'm like, of course he's saying something crazy about this. But I'm thinking, well, there's people out there that probably aren't used to this madness from Colby Covington and they might want to hear this shit. But me, I almost just scroll past this shit when I see Colby Covington saying crazy ass shit like this at this point. But he said, this brittle bitch fights 1.5 rounds in 14 months and needs another surgery? Quit playing games, Tyrone. You know whenever those nerds get done putting you back together, I'm going to tear you apart and end you for good. Accept your fate or be stripped of your #1 contender spot. God damn. Oh, God. Like, I know it's always bullshit, but that is good. It's always, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tyron Woodley's injured, but goddamn, if that was a ghostwriter, I gotta admit, I hadn't read that because, like I said, I usually just scroll past this Colby Covington shit a lot of the times until it's time for the show. But that was a good one. That was a good one. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good one. He says, well, that's the same thing you just said right here. All right, and then he said for the #1 contender spot, and then if you go to the UFC.com, Colby Covington's still the interim champion. Despite them saying he would be stripped, clearly that's not the case. So yeah, man. Other than that, that's Colby Covington, you know, reacting to Tyron Woodley getting surgery, their fight being postponed even longer. Logan Paul firing back at Dana White. Recently, Dana White went as far as to say, I should be arrested if I let Logan Paul fight in the UFC. Well, in hindsight, he's got a better fucking MMA background than CM Punk. If Logan Paul trains for like 1 year with Duke Rufus, he's got more training, you could argue, than CM Punk as being a legitimate wrestler. He actually has a wrestling background. And every time I hear that, I fucking cringe and I want to puke and all of that shit. Every time I hear Logan Paul has a wrestling background, I just want to fucking, oh my God, shut the fuck up. But it's true. There's pictures of this motherfucker's in his singlets and shit wrestling. So, with that being said, if he wanted to transition to MMA, fine, UFC, if you don't want to sign him, but you did sign CM Punk, Bellator, they'll sign his ass and you'll just miss out on money because, just being honest, Logan Paul and KSI, 2 YouTubers, did better numbers than a lot of your fucking cards have been doing. And I'm not just talking about your pay-per-views. I'm not just talking about, oh, theirs only costed 10, ours cost 65. No, I'm pretty sure UFC Calgary stacked card had fucking Jeremy Stevens versus Jose Aldo, Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier 2, Joanna versus Tisha Torres. It had Olivier Alban Mercier versus Alex Hernandez, all on the main card for free. I'm pretty sure KSI and Logan Paul did better numbers than the free card, and they were charging $10. So why would you not want to do that business with Logan and Paul? No, don't be the nice guy now. Like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, no, I wouldn't do that. Logan Paul, what? He's got a wrestling background, goddammit. So Logan Paul's firing back. He said, the thought of securing a fight in the UFC is exciting. This was his original tweet. could finally use my wrestling background, but I hear some other celebrities or athletes want to catch these hands first. And of course, recently Dana White said, you know, look, no hate for him, but look at the business that guy's built on YouTube. The number of pay-per-views they did on YouTube, they did 800,000 buys at $10 for 2 guys. The fights have that guys have never heard of. So he's built a great business for himself. But trust me, we don't play around over here. You will get hurt. And also, he went as far as to say, you know, if he said that guy would get murdered here. He would get hurt really bad. If I ever let him fight in the UFC, I should be arrested. So Logan Paul's responded. He said, damn, you're thinking real simple, D. He would get hurt badly. You let CM Punk fight. Stop acting like you do it for the sport. Paycheck equals fight. You have no idea what I'm capable of. Exactly. He's got a good point. How are you letting Logan Paul come out looking like a good guy and he's talking about seriously fighting in MMA? Because he's got a point. But, I mean, you know, Dana White would probably just ask the question and responding to the question. But either way, he's got a good fucking point. Like, he says, he told this to Dana White. Stop acting like you do it for the sport. Come on, Brock Lesnar's on his way back to fight for the title. Come on, Conor was out for 1.5 years. It's about the paycheck. It's about the business. So with that being said, Logan Paul does good business. So, you know, bro, Logan Paul's doing better numbers than a lot of UFC fighters right now. So since when did they stop wanting, you know what I'm saying, to sell pay-per-views? That's all I'm saying. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Logan Paul firing back at Dana White. That's pretty much the end of the show, full-time family. That's all the news topics we got. I'll pull up the chat for a little while, chop it up before we get out of here. Forward says, had a great time as always in the stream. Full-time, got to get some rest. Peace out, family. All right, salute Forward. We'll see you later. The show's about over. Thanks for coming through to the show. A Someday in the building says, see ya. Full-time bringing up facts, says Benji. I'm just saying. Logan Paul brought up the facts. Logan Paul's the one that said, stop acting like you do it for the sport. He would get hurt badly. You brought in CM Punk. I'm just saying, Logan Paul's got a good damn point here. And it's funny, he said, you're thinking real simple, D. Who calls Dana White D? This kid is like 22. You're thinking real simple, D. And this kid kind of makes me laugh. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, man. They selling records. This was already wrote. Next topic, says Cadbury Hardwell. Yeah, man. I feel like that fucking MGK diss. There's no way. I just don't buy. There's no way he did that in 2 days. There's no way. That shit was too elaborate. Dropped the video for it, and I'm glad Eminem responded to that too. He was like, yeah, you did a video just to dig your own grave. And he had the shovel in the video. That shit was hilarious. But yeah, man. Weezen336 said, I wish Logan would start at the bottom, which Punk didn't do. Yeah, he's not in it for that. He's not trying to become an MMA champion and start at the bottom at the amateurs and be an MMA fighter. He's actually just trying to probably come in and get a paycheck. Now and later says T. Wood was hitting him hard with that Claritin. Yeah, man, that was hilarious. Talking about fucking, you know, he needed the surgery. And it's crazy because it's back and forth, right? Because T. Wood was talking about how Colby didn't want to fight because he needed Claritin. And now Tyron Woodley, like Colby said, he only fought 1.5 rounds and he broke his hands. It's like, oh, shit. So now it's Tyron Woodley who's injured and needs surgery. But clearly, Woodley's hand wasn't too hurt because he said, you know, I got to see what's going on with my hand. But yeah, I'm down to fight at Madison Square Garden. Like, you know, if he knew his shit was all the way done, like, oh, no, there's no way I can fight that early. My hand is done. Like, I broke this thing. Like, there's no way I'm fighting. I'm going to be out, guys. He was like, yeah, I'll fight at Madison Square Garden. I got to see what's going on with my hand, but I'll fight. So it probably didn't feel as bad, but who knows, you know? So it looks like Woodley at least wants to get that thing fully healed before he comes back. So yeah, man, Benji says, thanks for the stream, full-time. Peace, y'all. Yeah, guys, we're about to be getting out of here. Full-time, you have 18 million subs soon too, brother. I don't think so, man. Not unless I get a YouTube TV channel, you know, or a check mark by my name. You know what I'm saying? Not soon. I mean, in the future, we might hit 18 million subs. You know what I'm saying? By the time I'm like 95 years old. But, yeah, not anytime soon. We were going a lot faster when we had less subs. And it's because with this YouTube TV shit and the whole YouTube cracking down on independent channels and censoring everybody, like, it makes it a lot harder for independent channels. Like, we used to get a lot of more, like, we used to get 30, 40 subscribers a day, you know, so you actually grow fast. Now we get like 5 subscribers a day or less, some days more on fight nights, but You know, like, we don't get pushed out to as many new viewers. Like, there's supposedly like 18 million people on YouTube at one given time, and there will be hours at a time, like, where we don't get any new views on 3,000 separate videos. And back in the old days, it used to be an algorithm. You know, you drop a video, and there's people that see the headline, and they can click it if they like it. But now we're not getting put on those same spots. So, like, you can see the stats if you have a YouTube channel. We went from getting like 44% of our new viewers from that suggested viewers tab. Now it's down to like 8.5%. So, I mean, if we can get verified somehow, or if we can get like a YouTube TV channel or something, I think we're going to be going for the slow grind. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, I'm down for that. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just keep working, and one day, you know, either way, what it is, it's just we're fans covering the sport. We're not going to be, you know, I'm not looking to get 18 million subs. I don't even know if that's possible on YouTube, but either way, that would be dope, man. I appreciate it now and later. That weird guy says, I mean, broken hand is more credible than allergies. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Benji says shadow band is real. Yeah, corporate TV's coming after the internet. Exactly. Everybody's cutting the cord. Nobody watches TV anymore. They got to come to fucking, you know, ESPN, to the ESPN Plus, like all of these things, all of this shit coming. And this is like, whenever, you guys remember, I don't even remember what that shit's called, net neutrality. Like, I didn't really know a lot about what it meant and what it was, but the little that I did read, they were saying there's going to be like new packages, and they were talking about shit like ESPN Plus and stuff, YouTube TV and shit like that. But I didn't know like what all that meant, and I don't know how that affects it, but I think it has something to do with that. But yeah, this is just the beginning. I don't think it gets better from here. I think, you know, if you want to grow, it's going to be from you guys and me, like, sharing the video. And, you know, a lot of people are really motivated to be like, oh my God, I like this video so much, I'm going to share it with my friends and family. You know, a lot of people don't do that. So you really relied on the YouTube to get your channel spread out there, to kind of distribute your channel. But now you just can't rely on them for distribution. And honestly, you can't really complain about that. Like, you can't expect YouTube to grow your channel for you. They used to help people do that, put you in front of new eyes, and if people liked it, they could subscribe. But now they're not really putting you as, you know, they're not really playing that distributor anymore for independent channels. But for big channels and stuff, they're still, a great tool. But it just means you got to hit the pavement, and you got to fucking tag fighters in your videos, and people have to share your videos. You just got to grow a lot more organically. It's just a lot slower process. But yeah, that shadow ban shit, definitely real. Logan Full-Time says now and later, see you soon, bro. Ciao. The conspiracy is against Yadong Full-Time MMA. No, it's not even just my channel. If you look at a lot of channels, a lot of smaller channels, man. There's a lot of smaller channels, and their videos used to reach 10,000 people. Like let's say I used to drop 5 videos, one of them randomly would reach fucking 4,000 people. One of them would catch the algorithm and hit 4,000 people. One of them would catch the algorithm, hit 10,000 people. One out of every fucking 5 videos would actually catch and hit new people, new subscribers. Now that hasn't happened in a few months. Like, we ain't, except for our prediction videos, which people are actually searching in the search bar, fucking UFC predictions, the videos just don't catch it. But that happens to a lot of channels. You really only get put out to your subscribers. It's not just me. It's not a conspiracy against me, I don't believe. I mean, the fact that our GoFundMe's got flagged down, I think that could have just been trolls. And then this whole shadow ban shit, I think this is just happening to independent channels. So I don't think it's really against me. I hope not. You know what I'm saying? I hope not. But yeah, I don't think that's what it is. At least cross my fingers, right? Benji says, look up Eric Smith and his China comment. There will be 2 internets in 2030. Yeah, there's all type of weird shit going on. I don't even know what the fuck, man. That shit's crazy. I mean, you look down those rabbit holes and you see what's coming, and it's like, what's the fucking point? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like politics to me. There's no really reason to look at that stuff, because there's not much you can personally do about it. That's at least me. If you were in a position of power, maybe, but I've never been in that position. So I was like, oh well, Like, whatever's going to happen is kind of going to happen. But we're going on a tangent here, man. The MMA news is over. We'll talk about MMA tomorrow. We got a lot more topics, I'm sure, coming up tomorrow. I mean, it's 11 days until McGregor versus Khabib, guys. The UFC 229 Fight Companion is going to be fucking litty but giddy. And as always, if you guys enjoy the channel, hit the thumbs up button, share the video. If you want to check out the Full-Time MMA Dojo, we post the full fight card breakdowns over there. Patreon.com/fulltimemma. It's also a dope way to support the channel monthly. If you can't afford it because you're broke like us, I get it. But also, you can still go over there and check out everything for free. It's not like a pay-to-play type thing. It's for the family, but also a way for people who want to help support the channel in that way. And, of course, links are in the description if you ever want to hit up, like, fucking PayPal or Cash App. I really don't care at this point. You know, I've been working a lot more and realizing, like, you know, because when I first got into this YouTube shit, my videos were catching, and I was like, oh, this could legit be like a part-time job. Like, this is legit dope. But now I'm starting to realize, okay, I can't look at this as a part-time job. This is a hobby. Look at this as something you do for fun. Don't expect anything out of it, and that is a lot better for me, because I was starting to get frustrated with this YouTube shit. Like, what the fuck is happening? But now I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. I really don't care. It's a hobby. If it doesn't turn into anything, I don't care. If I don't make any money off of it, I don't give a fuck. I can't rely on it. So that's where I am now. But if you do want to help support the channel, please feel free. Much appreciated. I mean, even cool shit like this, the Full-Time family came through, got the proper 12, made the Fight Companion that much more fucking lit, so I can't wait for that. So thank you guys just for coming through and talking MMA with me, whether it's after work or whatever, joining the panel. I appreciated everybody, and with that being said, it is what it is. That's the end of the show. Make sure you subscribe to UFC Yankovic if you haven't yet as well, and we'll play a song to get out of here. I got to play one by Stockton Slaps. Probably we're going to do the O'Malley kill shot. We've been talking some Eminem, MGK. Let's do the Sean O'Malley kill shot, and then we'll get out of here, guys. And we'll be back tomorrow, of course. I didn't have work today, which sucks big Irish balls. Hopefully I can get some tomorrow, but either way, we'll be live streaming regardless. Videos. Where's kill shot? Boom, right here. All right, guys, we're going to play this and we'll get out of here.
This is Sean O'Malley, and you're
It is what it is, guys. Let the Full-Time family know what you guys think in the comments, and I'm out right after this song.
Bagel bitch back.
And now, ladies, says, peace, brother, hit the gym. Yo, I'm about to get my gym membership back because I got to pay Genesis back, get my payday loan paid back. I'm about to get me a new membership on everything. But, yeah, man, salute, and thanks for that, too, in the super chat. We out.
Prince the producer.
Dana just replied to my text last night. I sent him one and I asked who's next. He told me Jose, so I told him no sweat. I'ma fold him like a taco, I'ma beat him half to death. It's Sean O'Malley, bitch. Don't let these looks fool you. I'm always down to kick ass. And no, I'm not a racist, but I'll pound a spick fast. If you get up in my way, you're my route to the cash. I apologize, cause y'all sensitive as fuck. I know y'all gon' cry, but I'm a little drunk and I'm always high. I've been smoking on some skunk, sipping on some wine. Welcome to the Sugar Show, sweeter than a motherfucking Tootsie Roll. If you didn't know, then you wouldn't know. At UFC 229, I'm sending shots like a scared white man at a black with a hoodie on. And my bitch got a booty going, got my woody on. Made it hard to even make it through the song, but I had to cause I had to do you wrong. Had to let the world know I'm about to smoke you like I do a bong, motherfucker.